A stand at the gate, a tale of courage and change. The morning rush at Chicago O'Hare International Airport was a symphony of chaos, wheels clattering on tiles, announcements droning, and travelers weaving through the crowd. Among them strode Angela Harper, a black woman in her early 50s, her sharp eyes scanning the terminal with the focus of a seasoned professional. As the newly appointed director of field operations for the FBI, Angela carried an air of quiet authority, her navy blazer crisp, her steps purposeful. She was on her way to a critical meeting in D.C., but fate had other plans. At the security checkpoint, a line of weary passengers snaked through the ropes. Angela placed her bag on the conveyor belt, her movements practiced. But as she stepped forward, a security guard, Carl Thompson, fixed his gaze on her. His name tag gleamed under the fluorescent lights, but his eyes held a glint of something darker, prejudice, unspoken but palpable. Carl, a man in his late 40s with a paunch and a smirk, singled her out with a scrutiny that felt personal. "Step aside, ma'am," he barked, his voice laced with false courtesy. The crowd shifted, sensing tension. Angela complied, her face a mask of calm, though her heart beat with the weight of years facing such moments. Carl's questions were invasive, his tone dripping with condescension. "What's in the bag? Business trip, huh?" He rifled through her belongings, tossing her neatly packed items with careless disdain. Nearby, a businessman named Tom Bradley, graying at the temples, watched, his brow furrowing. Whispers rippled through the line. Some passengers averted their eyes. Others leaned closer, drawn to the unfolding drama. The air crackled as Carl's search yielded nothing but clothes and a laptop. Frustrated, he leaned in, his voice low and venomous. "You're not fooling anyone, lady. What's your real game?" Angela's patience held, but her resolve hardened. She met his gaze, her voice steady as steel. "Are you done, or should I call my team to assist with your scrutiny?" Carl froze, confusion flickering across his face. "Team?" he muttered, his bravado wavering. In a moment that seemed to still the terminal, Angela straightened, her presence commanding. "I'm FBI, Director of Field Operations. My ID's in your hand." The revelation hit like a thunderclap. Gasps punctuated the crowd, and Tom's eyes widened, a mix of awe and shame washing over him. Carl's face drained of color, his authority crumbling under the weight of his misstep. The checkpoint, once a stage for his petty power, now spotlighted his prejudice. But Carl wasn't ready to yield. As Angela moved toward her gate, he slipped through a side corridor, his pride smoldering. He reached an observation deck overlooking the departure lounge, determined to confront her again, away from prying eyes. Meanwhile, Angela walked on, her focus unbroken, though she sensed the eyes of strangers following her, their whispers carrying her story forward. At the gate, Carl emerged, blocking her path. "Ma'am, we're not done," he said, his tone a forced calm that barely masked his resentment. Angela paused, reading the desperation in his stance. "I thought we resolved this," she replied, her voice firm but open, offering a chance for retreat. Carl fumbled, citing irregularities, but Angela cut through his excuses. "If you keep down this path, you're not just wronging me, you're failing everyone." Her words landed like a verdict, and for a moment, Carl's defiance faltered, a crack in his armor. As Angela passed, the crowd's murmurs grew louder, their passive observation turning to active discussion. Tom, still nearby, joined a small group by a newsstand, where a woman named Linda, a frequent flyer, spoke with quiet fury. "He's done this before," she said. "They always pick someone who looks different." Tom nodded, his silence now feeling complicit. A young man, Ethan, overheard and joined in, his voice skeptical but hopeful. "Will this change anything?" he asked. Linda's eyes narrowed. "It starts with us talking. These ripples they build." Back at the checkpoint, the incident sparked a reckoning among staff. A baggage handler named Sarah, who'd exchanged nods with Angela over the months, felt a surge of resolve. In a break room, she confided in her colleague, Mark, a cynical but kind-hearted worker. She stood up to him, Sarah said, her voice trembling with admiration. "How many of us just take it?" Mark, usually quick with a joke, grew serious. "Today's different. People are waking up." The ripples spread beyond the terminal. By midday, the story hit the airwaves, led by veteran journalist Diane Mitchell. Her evening broadcast framed Angela's stand as a call for justice, interweaving witness accounts with Angela's own words. "I acted because silence endorses intolerance. We need a change in hearts, not just policies." The segment went viral, igniting debates on social media and talk shows. Hashtags like Justice at O'Hare trended, and stories of similar injustices poured in, each amplifying the call for reform. In Washington, Congresswoman Maria Sanchez, a fierce advocate for civil rights, saw Angela's story as a catalyst. In her office, she rallied her team, drafting a bill to overhaul airport security protocols and mandate bias training across public transit. "This isn't just one woman's fight," Maria declared. "It's a chance to fix a broken system." The bill, named the Harper Act, gained bipartisan support, fueled by public outcry and the raw power of Angela's example. At O'Hare, an internal audit, led by investigator Laura Bennett, uncovered a pattern of complaints against Carl, revealing a culture of unchecked bias. Deputy Director James Carter, a pragmatic leader in his 60s, faced the findings with grim determination. "We've ignored this too long," he told his team. Carl was disciplined, reassigned to training programs designed to confront his prejudices. Slowly, he began to grapple with his actions, guided by sessions with a counselor and a former target of his bias, a young man named David, who'd faced Carl's wrath years before. Meanwhile, ground crew leader Michael organized a meeting in a quiet corner of the airport. Workers like Sarah, Mark, and Ethan gathered, their voices rising in solidarity. "Angela showed us what's possible," Michael said. "We're not just workers, we're the bridge to change." They formed a task force, proposing inclusivity training and anonymous reporting systems, ensuring their stories shaped the airport's future. The movement grew, spilling into Chicago's streets. A community organizer, Aaliyah, led forums in coffee shops and parks, uniting residents in a festival of unity. Murals and music celebrated resilience, and Angela, a guest speaker, urged the crowd. "This is about systems valuing every life." Carl, now a volunteer, shared his redemption story at a library panel, his honesty disarming skeptics and inspiring hope. As the Harper Act passed, mandating nationwide reforms, O'Hare became a model of change. Training programs flourished, and workers' voices echoed in policy. Angela, back at her desk, smiled at a news alert. The petition for transparency had millions of signatures. The airport, once a stage for conflict, now stood as a beacon of progress. Chicago awoke to a new dawn, its skyline aglow with possibility. Angela's stand had sparked a movement, sustained by countless voices: Michael's resolve, Aaliyah's passion, Carl's redemption. The city's heartbeat pulsed with equity, each step forward a testament to unity. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you witnessed injustice or violence in everyday spaces like airports? Where do you stand on confronting bias? Your voice matters. Join the conversation, and let's keep this story alive.